enough to be able to contribute to people's life and contribute to the environment and the society as well. So this segment is targeted to every single person listening, every listener, so that you can know what it means to be healthy. We have had series of conversations here in this hour, and we have talked about different things that plagues the health of people, what they can do, how they can navigate through the most difficult times in their health. Now today, we're not doing anything different. We're also going to be talking about your health, but we are not alone. I'm not alone. Me and you, we're not alone. We have someone right here seated in the studio, and this is Esther Olamidoyin Jeremiah. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
You're all smiley. Looks like you're ready to give us all that we are prepared to have today.
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, she is a graduate of business administration from the University of Abuja and works with Better Strength Limited.
Yes.
Now, Esther loves writing and loves writing inspiring stories centered on family, God's love for mankind, and factual stories that are critical to the general well-being of people globally. Now, when she is not working and writing, she's definitely traveling to discover new places. So I must say she's quite an adventurous person.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways, so I know a lot of us might be thinking, a business administrator. A business administrator
Yes.
on mind and body,
Yes.
talking about health. I too feel the exact same way. I felt the exact same way when I saw that, she wrote this book, and that book is titled Fragmented Blue. When I was handed the book, I'm like, okay, now somebody, a business administrator, writing a book about prostate cancer. There's some level of contrast right there. Are we doing business with prostate? So are we doing a prostate business right here? But anyways, I'll let her, just introduce herself to you all, and then she'll tell us why she did not stick to business administration. She was writing a non-medical, is writing about prostate, a medical related topic. So let's just have her do that.
Okay, good morning, Abuja. Nice to talk to you this morning. Yeah, like you said in your opening statement, you say it's only a healthy person that can contribute to the well-being of Nigeria and all over the world. Now, we are talking about men because, yes, every woman has a man in his life.
Okay.
It could be your father, your mother, your brother, your cousin, your friend. We have men all around. And over time, we've discovered that the men are usually like, I'm fine. And before you know, they are 6 feet down. The woman is left to cater for the children. She's a young widow trying to navigate her way through. So I felt it's about time. Let somebody talk about the men too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's why your passion for the men. So
let's keep them alive. Let them pay their bills.
Whoa! It didn't even step from the place of concern that much. She says, let's keep them alive, let them pay their bills. I totally agree with you. They need to do what they need to do. Don't die on anybody. So what you can't do to not die on anybody is ensure that you're healthy. And Esther's taking our time to, draw up some of these things. Now let's talk. As a woman, what inspired you? You have said part of what inspired you to write about prostate cancer. But let's hear. Are there any other in-depth inspiration that you had that made you write about prostate cancer?
Yeah, because more often than not, we hear people, a lot of NGOs and bodies talk about cervical cancer. Yeah. They talk about breast cancer. And there is little or not much being said about prostate cancer, about the men. Okay. And this is one of the commonest, through my research, like I'm not a medical person, but through my research and work with urologists, is one of the commonest cancer that is affecting men, and is coming at an increasing level now, unlike before. It used to be the disease of the elderly and all, but now younger men are coming down with it. So why not? Let's write about them, not just about the men talking about them, but the women should help the men talk about
themselves.
Do you understand? Let us all work with the men and keep them alive and healthy.
All right. Yes. Now you might be wondering, what is prostate cancer? Can you answer that for us, or I should just give them a rundown? All right. So the risk of prostate cancer increases after the age of 50, and like she said, it used to be a thing of people who were
in their 50s. Now, we have younger people coming down with it, especially if it's in the family. younger people like 45, like the character in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, 45.
Yeah.
Like there was a case, though it according to the doctor is a one-off case.
Yeah.
The person was 37
With prostate
with
cancer.
prostate cancer.
Anyways, she says that it increases after the age of 50, but it is rare before 45.
Yeah.
And other risk factors include like the race or ethnicity. So for black people, this might be the age, but for other races and ethnicity, it might be a different one as well. Now, a family history.
Yes.
So for the person she said one of, it's possible that at 37 you have prostate cancer.
Yes.
It's possible that someone in the family had experienced something like that, and if it is not dealt with on time, sometimes it's not because it's a spiritual thing.
It's not spiritual.
It's because you did not discover it on time.
Yes,
Abi? Okay.
yes. It's because it's advised now that once you clock 40, whether you have a history of it in the family or not, go for your regular screening. And oftentimes it's deemed that because you don't have it in the family, but in the course of research too, I also discovered that it is said if a mother suffered from either cervical or breast cancer, there is that likelihood
Tendency
of the man coming down with it too.
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot needs to be done currently.
A lot needs to be done, guys. You already heard it. Now, what kind of impact do you want the book to make? And is it achieving the desired impact? Because like you said, we will not deny the fact that for the woman, most of our concerns are put out there.
Yeah.
When we're talking about rape, it's the woman everybody thinks about.
Yeah, sure.
When we're talking about domestic violence or gender-based violence, it's the woman we're all thinking about. So there's a need. There's that trend where men are often ignored in some of these conversations. There's that need to speak about it more often. But yes, let's hear you. What do you hope to achieve by writing this book, and how far have you come with that?
Well, it's first off is to sensitize everyone, not just the men. Now, like I said before, children, adults. The book was actually launched in March, barely 2 months back.
Okay.
And so far, even while I was here waiting at your lounge, a medical person sent me a message of how she went through it, and she learned a lot, even as a medical personnel.
Yeah.
Now, if everyone have that awareness and are eager to support the man to be healthy, we'll have a healthy society. We have a good society. Like somebody met me and said, please, can children act this in the children's drama group? And I said yes. And she said she's asking because if a younger child tells the father, Daddy, have you gone for your screening this year? It will drive the message home much more than when the wife say, go for your screening. To be like, chill, there's no money for, don't worry, I'm fine. And if in the course of my research, and he comes down with it, it's a whole lot
of struggle. He
will not be able to sexually impregnate his wife anymore. He will have to go for IVF. Why? Because the sperm the body takes back the sperm that is supposed to come out. So that way they will have to go for some medical examination and then look for a way of extracting the sperm from the man's body. And the process of IVF, all that process, beside the emotional, financial stress, psychologically. So why put yourself in that risk? Why not go for your screening every year? And if you have a history of it in your family, twice a year is good, so that it's detected early, and like they say, early detection saves life.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the whole idea about the book is, please be aware, this thing is with, I don't know, maybe because of what we eat, and then you don't want to go that way. You are thinking, okay, it's typhoid, is this, is that, and you are taking all kinds of, like in the course of this book, just last week, I ran into a friend, and he was telling me that he was feeling so sick, so they told him, okay, go and get anti-malaria. He wasn't getting better. He now went to buy antibiotics, a whole lot, a big bag of it, and was taking that until he almost passed out.
Something you're supposed to take for 7 days.
Do you know when he got to the hospital? Guess what? The doctor said, after a series of tests, he said, who told you that you have typhoid? You just have acute malaria. That is all. We need to flush out all the antibiotics out of your body. He could have killed himself.
You can imagine that.
Self-medication. And another thing, I discussed
lives. So the entire book is just canvassing for people detecting these things on time by going to run the test when you can. Let's just have her tell us some of the things that the book is, basically about.
Well, it's more of like a novel. It's a storybook. It's just a small book, like 69 pages. It's not a big book because the times you are in. Sometimes people tell you I'm too busy to read, but this I assure you, this is just an interactive kind of drama book, and it's also emphasized the need for spousal support.
Okay.
Because your husband has been diagnosed, it's not death sentence. Support him all the way, encourage him. Because sometimes people are afraid of coming face to face with reality, like being diagnosed late.
Okay.
Do you get? So he already knew something was wrong with him medically, but he keep evading every action the woman tries to come up. Let's go. No, don't worry, I'm fine. Just give me, once I drink water, I'm fine. Once I sleep, no, you are not fine. So we talk about, the book talks about spousal support. The wife supported him all the way. In fact, if not for the wife, probably would have died. And other family members too. Let's not just conclude, he said he's not feeling well. No, try. It's not, everything is not about money. Sometimes that encouragement, even if it's a friend, even if the person is not married or it's a friend or something, you can say, okay, let's go. Like somebody who went through the book during the launch told me that he has an elderly friend that is in his late 70s, and each time he tells him, let's go and see a doctor, he'll be like, my doctor traveled, my doctor was bereaved, my doctor is having a naming ceremony, and all kinds of excuses. So what he did to him was, one of those days he said, let's go out. And then they turned, and then they entered this particular hospital, and he's asking him, what are we doing here? He said, don't worry, my own doctor don't travel.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
I tricked you back.
Yeah. So, and that was how they were able to run the test, and then the treatment started. Somehow, to the glory of God, because you get to a particular stage with this thing that they can only manage you.
Yeah.
They are managing him medically. So please don't be managed. Go for check. Check. So there are a whole lot of things to learn from that book.
Okay.
So it's best if you read it, and I assure you enjoy it.
All right, people. She says it's best if you read it. So yes, let's hear you. How can we get this book?
Okay, you can call me, and I'll say I can send it through dispatch to you. Okay. Or you go to Zone 3. Okay. Where there's a bookshop here, you can get it.
Okay. So any bookshop in Zone 3?
No, the bookshop is located inside Methodist Church, Zone 3. We say Zone 3. Okay. That is close to the General Hospital at Zone 3 there. Okay. Or you call me, and I will see how I can get it.
All right. So let's have your number.
Okay. 080 36 16 32 18.
Okay, call again so that.
Okay, 080 36 16 32 18.
All right, people, you already heard her. You want to get a copy of the book, you want to grab a copy of this book, please do well to reach out to her on her phone number, and then you can. Do you have social media handles that they can connect with?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
All right.
As Esther Jeremiah.
All right. She's on Facebook as Esther Jeremiah. She is on just Facebook.
No, I'm also on Instagram.
All right.
The same name,
Esther Jeremiah. Yes. So that number is a WhatsApp number, I'm guessing.
Yes,
so you can also chat her up to let her know that you'd want a copy of that book. Yes. Now let's talk about the reception of this book. Are people, embracing the idea of the book?
Honestly, I've been overwhelmed. Wow. I've been overwhelmed, even up to yesterday. And like I said, even till this morning, somebody was chatting me up and telling me how she has learned a lot from the book. It's been so overwhelming because, when you want to start stuff,